my perspective is, this is, you know, when I look back 15 years ago, there were people in the space that were thinking the web was a fad, right? And I see that a little bit with social media and social marketing. People think, it's a fad, maybe it doesn't apply for us. It's, you know, my take is 5, 10, 15 years from now, this won't even be a conversation. If you're not investing in social today, you're making a big mistake. And I think that there's so much value and there's so much power in emerging, in investing in that channel, in that medium. You know, targeting and focus is certainly a big part of it. But I think the bigger thing to me is just reaching out to your users, to your customers, the people who care about your product. I mean, if you're not willing to have a conversation with the folks who are buying the product from you, what are you in business for? So you have to invest in social. If you're not investing, it's a big mistake, right? And to me, that's the number one thing. The second thing I'll say is that a lot of people are wary of getting into social because they think, well, how do I get into it? I don't know too much about it. It's kind of scary. It's one of those areas that I don't have a lot of experience with. And my take is, go social with that. Go bring your customers and say, well, how should we construct our social media marketing strategy? I mean, that's what social media is all about. Ask your customers how you should build your strategy. Ask them where they spend their time online. Ask them what's most important to them. Are they looking for technical support? Are they looking for product information? Are they looking for, you know, what other kind of information? Are they looking to get access to, you know, engineers within your organization? I mean, I think those are, so use them to actually build the program. And it's okay, customers will be willing to help you with that sort of stuff. And then all the things that John and Ralph said, which is, you know, set up the framework, set up the platform, and listen, right? And engage and join in the conversation, but don't go in there and try to sell. If you sell, guess what? Everybody's going to be like, see you later, this is not what I signed up for, right? And then the last point I will make is that I see this role, which is this marketing technologist, and I'll explain that, which is, you know, I think that with the whole social thing, you need someone in that role who understands marketing, who understands technology, who understands the data, and is able to understand the human speak, so to speak. So they're almost like anthropologists. They understand what communities and how people interact online. And I think those, you need someone, or you need a group of people, or you need a team within your organization who can bring all of those different factors to make your social program successful. And you know, to me, that is something that will ultimately help your organization, you know, actually reach out, talk to your customers, and listen to them. I would also say there's emerging frameworks out there around social, around how we can measure with social. And I think, you know, one of the things you want to do up front is also figure out what your key performance indicators are. What are your KPIs for social? You know, there's a great article that came out of Babson College actually, where they did a case study on Cisco, which has invested tremendously in social media and social marketing. And so Cisco uses this framework called the CPQ framework, right? The first one is community health. So they actually look at organizations and say, look at their customers and say, well, how engaged are our customers on our social platform, right? How socially mobile is our content? How much message awareness are we creating in the market space? You know, how do we rank competitively? So there's a bunch of, you know, 10 or 15 KPIs that they use to measure the success of their marketing programs. And I think before you again head into a social marketing program, you need to really think about how am I going to measure myself? You know, today I might not be doing anything, but 6 months from now, if I'm doing something, how do I know whether I achieve success or not? And I think this kind of circles back to the first question you asked, Gary, which is, you know, now if you set those measurements up front, you can actually build an ROI case for it, because you'll actually see not just leads, but actually revenue flowing right through some of those activities. And I think social is one of those great revenue centers that you can invest in and actually show actual profit and revenue from those investments.